I said a story before the Ne'ilah service, before the climax of Yom Kippur in the Shul, and it seemed to have struck a chord with a lot of people, so I want to repeat it here. If you've heard it already, please indulge me. If you haven't heard it, I think you'll find it very memorable. As I mentioned before, my wife and my family, we were in Israel in Beit Shemesh working at a girls' NCSY camp. And 3 weeks into the camp, they made a bat mitzvah for 3 girls who never had the chance to celebrate a bat mitzvah of their own. And it was very nice. They decorated the room, they made cakes with their faces on it, they danced with them. And right before the bat mitzvah, one of the girls, her name is Payton Graham from Plano, Texas, went to my wife and said, I'm getting a bat mitzvah, it's beautiful, but I would love a Hebrew name. I never got a Hebrew name. And my wife said, you should really do it back home when your parents can witness it and it'll be more of an honor for them. And she said, okay. She was disappointed. 3 weeks later, camp ends Sunday night. It was Friday afternoon. I was in the office. An hour before Shabbat, Payton knocks on the door. I open it. She looks at me and she says, Rabbi Mandel, I want my Hebrew name tomorrow. And I looked at her and I knew that she was not going to take no for an answer. And I said, your family, etc., etc. She stopped me. She said, no, this is what I want. I got my neshama here. I got my soul in the Holy Land with all these holy girls. I want it here. My parents want me to be happy, and this is what they want from me, and this is what I want. Please don't say no. Please make it happen. And I saw that this is what she wanted more than anything in the world. I said, okay, we'll make it happen. I said, do you have a name in mind? She looked at me and she said, yes, your daughters gave me my name. I said, what do you mean? How is that possible? She said, well, when I was talking to your wife 3 weeks ago about the naming, your oldest daughter came and said, you look like Arena, which means joy. And then my second daughter came over and said, no, you look like an Esther, which is her name. Rena Esther. And Payton told me that when she heard that little interaction with my daughters, she ran away from my wife and daughters crying. She said Rena Esther was the name of my Jewish grandmother. And indeed, the next day in the shul, after the Torah reading, all the girls came down from the camp, from the dining room into this Beit Midrash. Everyone sat down. They didn't know what was going to happen. It was a surprise, and I explained to them what happened. It was incredibly emotional. In fact, one of the local guys who made up the minyan for me was so moved by this, he came up to me afterwards and said, I'm sponsoring the Kiddush in Texas. Just put me in touch with her rabbi. We're going to have a year of ups and downs like every year. That's the story of a Jew. However, if you really, really dig deep and you remember what's truly important, you can come from nowhere. You can come from hiding. You can run away from your Judaism. You can come from Plano, Texas. But eventually, your neshama, your soul, will call out to you and beg you and beckon you to be great. My rabbi said, mediocrity is a sin in Judaism. This year, as we exit Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur and go into the beautiful festive holiday of Sukkot, let's re-energize ourselves, recommit ourselves to rediscovering our true passion for Judaism, like Payton Graham, Rena Esther Graham from Plano, Texas, showed all of us there in Israel, and hopefully all of you as well. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach.